Honestly, for a while, I was just trying to hold back a little bit on this Kanye stuff. Ever since his recent divorce, he's kind of been wilding out. And I've made a couple of videos about it, but I sort of tried to sit back, and a couple of times I went, oh, well, if he does something crazy, I'll make a video about it. And at the end of this video, I'm not going to say that because he just keeps escalating. I don't know what else he could, progress to do from here, but I don't really want to see. This really sucks as a guy who, grew up and spent a lot of time listening to Kanye. Just seeing him have this drop off, so fast, it's just so wild to me. And, some of it is mental health, but some of it is just hateful views. Like the excuse of, he has negative mental health issues and stuff like that. That can only go so far. At some point, you got to take responsibility and ownership. And you got to take ownership of clips like this.
I'm tired of hearing I'm a Nazi. I'm really, because I'm not. But I think by them falsely accusing people, some people are going to become Nazis.
I am. Now what? I am. Now.
Like, dude, what do you mean now what I am? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, it's just so embarrassing. Like, you have children in this world, bro. And you're sitting there and saying, oh, I'm a Nazi. Now what? Like, are you like not hearing yourself as you say these things? Like, oh yeah, I'm one of those people. Yeah, I'm not just anti-Semitic. I align with, the views of Adolf. Like, what type of person do you have to be to like genuinely think like, oh, that's a good thing for me to say? Like, what is it? Like, what's your issue, dude? Like, genuinely.
That's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. The Jew, I love everyone. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
The fact that he threw that especially in there is just so wild to me. The fact that you would say, oh yeah, everybody commits good things. They've all done, bad, but they've also all done good. Especially Hitler. Bro, what are you doing? Like, this is like next level insanity. Like, I don't know why. I don't even know where his like basis for like, oh, the Jews are eradicating me, and they're they're the ones controlling the media, and they're the reason I gotta speak out. And obviously he's probably, I don't want to say obviously, he's being influenced by Nick Fuentes, who has this wonderful clip on his track record.
You also promote like the way of interacting with women, and I go, have you been in a relationship with a woman?
No.
So how are you telling other people how to behave towards women when you yourself have not had any actual physical, interaction with them in a romantic capacity, or in fact in any capacity where you uphold them in a way that treats them with respect? I mean, if you're out here arguing that women are basically half the value of, well, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, in fact, because that's not right. Mm-hmm. But, if you are looking to some other regimes around the world that do think that women are half the value of a man, I have to question what kind of a person who's had no experience with women is in a position to basically promote these ideas.
Well, I'm having an experience with a woman right now, and I've had lots of experiences with women in my life, not romantically per se, but
yeah, that's probably my favorite clip that involves Nick. He's really been mask off lately. He's said more and more racist things. If you want to look into that, just go look up his name probably on YouTube. That'll garner you stuff. Watch Playback's video about him. Abin Preach talking to him. Like, he's a wild individual, and the fact that Kanye is choosing to align himself publicly with him really speaks volumes. He has to have some sort of influence over him. Nick does have some influence, and he's gained a lot of notoriety. I mean, Jimmy Fallon played a clip of him saying that having sex with women was gay, and I think he played it straight. Like, I think he didn't realize like that it was a joke, which is probably the funniest thing Jimmy Fallon's ever done, or it might have been Kimmel. It doesn't matter. They're pretty much the same person. But I really can't believe that he would decide to just tank his own reputation in this way. Like, it's genuinely, like, impressive how much he's just, lost favor in the public eye so quickly. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. But Keemstar put out a poll about Kanye, and 48% of people who responded to him said that Kanye was a genius. Now, this wasn't like a couple thousand people voting on it. Upwards of 84,000 people voted in this poll. And that was at the time I took this screen cap. It could be over 85,000 now. And how could you defend this guy at this, point? He's literally came out and said that he's a Nazi. Like, there's no way there's that many people who genuinely, think that's a smart move. Even if you, don't agree with him, you think that's a smart move. Genuinely, I don't know how you could see that as a smart move. If I'm missing something, let me know. And tell me, he was trying to get out of this bad deal, so he decided to take his entire reputation and possibly lose chances at seeing his children because he just, really wanted to prove a point. Doesn't seem likely to me, but hey, maybe better than I do. Maybe you understand business better than I do. I really can't see. Now, of course, we did have some dumb takes, like people are gonna joke about Kanye, people are gonna blame his mental health, but the truth is that he's normalizing Nazism for a whole lot of people. I know that the word is overused, but folks will be Googling Hitler tonight. It is so incredibly dangerous. Imagine the horror of people, learning about history. Did you not, I remember spending a good whole unit learning about World War II back in middle school. I don't know, I knew who this guy was for a good portion of my life. I don't agree with Nazism. I think Nazis are bad, so I think Nazis are horrible. Let me say that, because I don't want to be like, I think they're bad people, but they, Hitler actually made the Autobahn, so therefore the Holocaust is okay. That's not how I feel. And the fact that anyone could feel like that just shows their stupidity or their hate of Jewish people, which I believe Kanye has a mix of. Genuinely, I think he hates Jewish people, but he also is kind of dumb. Genuinely, he's at the very least a little bit dumb, just from everything I've seen so far. I think that this guy who says folks will be Googling Hitler tonight is also dumb. I'm sure that there were people who didn't know who Hitler was somehow, because there's always those outlier people, but okay, they're probably not gonna affect policy, foreign policy or politics. This is what happens when you spend all your time online and you think that somebody hearing about a bad idea is going to just change their minds. And this is why deplatforming is stupid, because when you just take someone away from a platform, I saw somebody have this take, it basically just has these ideas that they have just fester, and maybe less people have it, but to them you're just fulfilling that one random quote, whoever said it, where you weren't afraid of what I was saying, you were just afraid of my voice. You didn't prove what I was saying was wrong, which obviously it is. All right, but you should be still allowed to say it, as dumb as it is, as genuinely obviously dumb as it is to claim that freaking Jewish people are the root of all your problems. I also saw the quartering get memes on a little bit, saying, because he said that he was out on Kanye after he said that he was gonna be done dissing Nazis. And I don't know if you saw a while back, but someone decided to say that like Nazism was bad, or like Hitler was bad, and the quartering was just like, yikes, right? And honestly, I know what he meant here, of like being like, okay, all right, you don't have to like virtue signal and show how good of a person you are by saying, oh yeah, Hitler's a bad person. But like, the way he said it and the way he phrased it in the tweet, it looks so bad. It looks so bad. It's funny. I'm glad to have a little bit of levity in this, unfortunate situation. I really want to know what's going to go on with Kanye over the next couple of months, given that he's saying stuff like this and running for president. Like, he fired his PR team. Like, there's no way. Like, that or his PR team will die of like a heart attack. Like, this is a literal PR nightmare. Like, I do not envy his PR team even a little bit. Like, imagine having to deal with this. Like, this is on the, like, the way that the press surrounds him. It's almost on the level of like Britney Spears in like the early 2000s, where she like went insane and shaved her head. But in this case, it's, over like anti-Semitism and like Nazism, when, that was just over like whether or not she was pregnant. So obviously it's more serious in this situation, but it is insane to see. Honestly, I wish this guy would just chill out. Like, he doesn't need to, be saying these insane things. Like, just cut it out. Just cut it out. Like, jeez. All right, I'm gonna end off the video here. The last little end segment I got, it's probably gonna get the video claimed, but I had the idea for it and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. So goodbye. Check this out.
I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye, chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye. I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, spaz in the news Kanye. I miss the sweet Kanye, chop up the beats Kanye. I gotta say, at that time I'd like to meet Kanye. See, I invented Kanye, it wasn't any Kanye. And now I look around and there's so many Kanyes. I used to love Kanye, I used to love Kanye. I even had the pink polo, I thought I was Kanye.